Hello, hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Oh my goodness. This is so nice, by the way. Kylie now puts which episode we're on because Nick and I were always guessing. So can you believe this? Season 2, episode 37.
Wow. Ooh, lucky number 37.
Dedication.
That's a lot of people.
We're really working it. We really have committed to this podcast.
I love it.
Yeah. So anyways, well, we're here. It's going to be another great week. And we'll get started with our little lady.
In the know in the 920.
Catchy every time.
Isn't it fun?
Every time I'm dancing
Isn't
to
it
it.
fun?
I've heard it so many times, but every time you just can't help.
I'm telling you, and I've told this story before, but it just cracks me up when my husband was like, it was like, you know how like if you're choosing something for your home, there's always a million choices, right? Like when we were doing our basement and he comes to me and he's like, all right, pick a faucet for the basement, bathroom, sink or whatever. And I'm like, okay, you've got to narrow down these choices for me, right? So same thing with this. He comes to me, he's like, pick a jingle. And he's like, here's like 7 billion choices, right? I spent hours. I just want you to know.
Yeah.
Listening. Because I was like, this is going to be important.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
It's like just like choosing a font for something.
Yes.
It's like
it sticks.
Yes.
And it either works, right, or it doesn't
Yes.
work.
And it's going to be there for every single thing.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
No,
super important.
it's so true. It's so true. It's like our Kelly Davies Homes circular pink logo. I went on to Fiverr. It's a website. It's called Fiverr. I think it's Fiverr, if I'm not mistaken. But it is a website that you can go onto. And the reason it's called Fiverr is because everything starts at $5. It goes way up from there.
Oh,
But it's all freelance stuff. So you can get somebody to do just about anything. So I want you to create a logo for me. I want you to create a font for me. I want you to I want you to, I don't know, write a paper for me, whatever, right?
Where was that in college? My gosh.
I know. Seriously. But yeah, so it started at $5. Now I do want to say I think it ended for me that day at it was well over $300. But hey, it's been worth it. I've had the same logo now for years and years and years, and it goes on everthing. So you know what I mean. So sometimes it just works out. But yeah, that's how we got our jingle. It took me a little bit of time to pick it out.
That seems overwhelming to me.
It was fun though.
And the faucets, like.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Picking out.
I don't think I could ever build a house.
Do you know what?
I don't want to pick
Seriously.
the outlets and the tile and no.
Agreed. Honestly, I agree with you. I was just talking to somebody about that yesterday that said, I don't know if I could do like a true custom build. And I said, yeah, I hear you. It could be a lot of fun. What I think I would need is like a designer.
Yeah.
And some of these builders have, like design teams and things on staff to say to me, like I give them a kind of this is sort of the style I like, right? And now please bring me like 5 choices for everything and no more than 5 because we will spend far too much time.
So I feel like I'm the opposite because I either like something or I really don't like. So when we were looking for our flooring, like in our house, I knew exactly like envision. So we went into the place and there's hundreds of options. And I think we picked the flooring in like 10 minutes because I know if I like something and I like really know if I don't like something.
What you want.
Yeah. So it's you just go in there already with your vision and then you're like, you're in and you're out.
No, and you're right.
Yeah. It's like some stuff you look at, you're like,
No, you're right. I do. I get a vision. It's just that then I start to like, it's kind of like when I take a test. I'm the worst test taker because a multiple choice, I'll start second guessing.
Yep.
I'm like, I know it's not that one or that one, but
it's always C. It's always C.
It's always C. So
it's 75% of the time it's C.
Hey, kids, Jay, if you're listening, Jay always listens to my
C.
My son. He's so cute. He's like, I usually listen to your podcast when I'm doing like homework at school or whatever, and I'm like, oh, that's so sweet with his little headphones.
That is sweet.
So, Jay, C. C is the answer.
C is always the
answer.
And I always think they're trying to trick me. So I'm like overthinking
me
every
too.
one of the answers.
Me
I feel like that's how
maybe
the
it's
real
more than
estate
one
exam
thing.
was.
Yes.
It would change. It would be silly. Be like all three of them would be the exact same verbiage, essentially, just with some words changed, and it's like they're all the same.
Yes, I know.
Like they all mean the
No,
same
this
thing.
could
They
all
are.
apply. Who do I write to about this?
No, okay, like it's like all of these could happen. Oh, I'm so glad testing is over.
Me too. Me too, girl. All right, we are here with Djuanna Kath.
Correct.
I got it right. Djuanna Kath, Executive Director of the Community Benefit Tree.
That is me.
Thank you so much for being here.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for inviting me. You are my first podcast.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited.
That's awesome. Well,
like,
welcome.
Thank you. I didn't know if I should bring you a gift as my first podcast, and then I'm like, well, it's my first, so
Nope.
I guess I am the gift.
You are
the gift.
You are the
We
gift.
should start creating like a wall of fame of like
Right?
every person
We really
that comes
should.
in.
Like when you go into the comedy
Yes,
club and you see all the
exactly.
past, like, comedians that have been.
Yes,
I
that would be
this,
awesome.
Fiona. I like this a lot.
Yes.
Djuanna, tell us, how did you get started with the community? What's your background and how did you get started with Community Benefit Tree?
Okay. So I started working nonprofit because I like helping people and doing good things. And so I worked for Appleton Downtown Incorporated.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. I ran the farm market for
We've had
15
them on.
years.
Yes,
Did you have Abby?
we sure did. We had Abby on.
Abby.
Hi, Abby.
So I worked for ADI for 17 years, but 15 of those years I ran the downtown Appleton farm market.
Okay.
We took it from like 50 booths to 150 booths and had this
Amazing.
amazing waiting list. And absolutely love that.
Sure.
When I go to the farm market, it smells like summer.
Yes.
All those smells from the fresh flowers to the
Yes.
produce to the dirt that might be still a little bit on
Yep,
there, and then
yep.
those yummy egg rolls.
Oh, yeah.
mini donuts.
I would say the donuts. Yeah.
Yep.
That's summer. That's what summer smells like to me.
I agree with you. I agree with you. We love the farmers markets. We actually had a booth this summer. We tried it.
know.
We learned that for us, it was wonderful. It was a great experience. Some things you try and then, like this podcast, people thought I was Nick was like, "You're nuts," and now here we are, like season 2, episode
Right.
37. Other things you try and you learn, you know what, maybe this isn't quite the right fit for us. It was difficult for us because our obviously busy months are March through October are our busiest months, historically speaking, and summers are very busy. And
That's when farm markets happen.
and it was taking up a good chunk of our Saturdays where we were having to, put off showings then and things. And so that part was challenging, but we loved participating.
Yeah.
It was a fun thing to try. And I love going to the farmers markets.
Our community is so blessed
It
to have
really
the farm
is.
market.
I agree.
It's a destination. It's an amazing,
I agree.
amazing thing. And
We have a
yeah.
great
And it's a
community.
huge farmers
The
market.
920
gosh.
is awesome. It really is.
It is. And the thing I think, because coming from a town where they pretty much don't put money into it at all anymore,
Sure.
and it's really very small and not like where this is.
Yeah.
I appreciate that they're constantly building.
Yes.
Like they're like, and if things are run down or, maybe not well taken care of, they're like, all right, they're not afraid to take it down and build something beautiful in its place. And that I appreciate so much. Like,
I agree.
The city supports the city so much. And I just think that's amazing because that's so opposite of where I'm from.
Sure.
Like, it's amazing. Yeah, it's so cool.
Fiona's from the ghetto.
She
comes from rough.
Okay, I am not from. I'm like from like we were the big town because we had a Walmart.
Well,
That's
yep,
where I come
yep,
from.
Yep, yep,
so
yep.
cornfields all around, and
I love it.
So yeah,
I love it.
Like we don't have a Target, we don't have a Chick-fil-A, we have a Walmart.
My gosh.
Starbucks.
Girl.
I get that. I come from a small
Yep.
town in Indiana, so I completely get
So
that.
it's like that's there's not many people there, so
So funny.
Yeah.
I love it. So you started.
So I started-
with Appleton downtown.
doing
for
good
many
things,
years,
helping
Yes.
our community.
Sure.
Loved that.
Are you from here?
Originally, I'm from Indiana.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But
You
I've
just
lived
said
here
you're
for
from-
like,
okay.
30, I don't know, 30 plus years. I don't keep track anymore.
Long time.
Because it feels like forever. And
sure.
that was the one thing when we moved to Appleton, I hadn't even been here a week yet. And everybody was just so nice and it felt like home. And I can't imagine living anywhere else.
Sure.
Because
That's awesome.
This is my community.
Sure.
This is my home. And then I ended up at the Thompson Center, which is now
Okay.
the Mary Beth Anine House Activities Center.
Yes.
I did that for a stint. Love helping people, helping our community. And then when the opportunity for community benefit tree opened up, I applied and it aligned with my values. And I'm a breast cancer survivor.
Oh my
so
gosh.
helping people.
Amazing.
Thank you. Helping people. So if you're not familiar with Community Benefit Tree, we are the nonprofit organization that helps families that are struggling financially due to medical debt. So medical debt is the leading cause of bankruptcy in the United States.
Wow.
And 1 in 3 delay their medical treatment because of the high costs.
Yep.
So we believe that no one should ever have to choose between their medical care and basic needs such as food, clothing, housing, all of that. So we help the families with navigating those resources that are out there that are available to them. We're called Community Benefit Tree because we help them with fundraising opportunities.
Okay.
And then on top of that, we have a thrift store.
Sure.
So
Sure. That's awesome. I honestly, see, I always learn things too from doing these podcasts. I did not know that that was the leading, medical debt was the leading cause. I mean, I knew it was, I'm sure I knew it was up there, but I did not know that that's the leading cause of bankruptcy.
Oh, yeah.
And you think about
Wow.
like your deductible. I mean, I think our family deductible is, I want to say it's like an ungodly amount, like 18,000,
Sure.
something ridiculous.
Right.
And if you have a chronic condition, you're going to hit that deductible until you are either approved for Social Security disability or you're just going to hit that deductible every
Right.
year.
Right.
So families need that assistance. And so that's what we're here for. We've been here for 21 years.
Okay.
I've been with the organization just a little bit over a year.
Okay. So you're
So-
newer to
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
Yes.
Still teething. I
You're the
guess you could say.
executive director.
Executive director. Still learning every day
Sure.
something new.
Well, that's okay. I've been doing this for 13 years and I'm still learning every day too. There's not there's no stopping in the learning.
And
right?
isn't that good?
Yeah, it is.
I
Yeah.
love learning
If you
new
stop
things.
learning, then
Yeah,
you know,
you get stagnant.
Stop growing.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then you're not helpful anymore.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
No.
So, okay, so this is awesome. It's been around for a long time. You said 21
21 years.
21 years.
Yep,
Okay.
in June.
Okay, that's awesome. And so how many roughly like individuals and or families are you helping on a yearly basis?
Sure. So in 2024,
Mm-hmm.
we assisted 300, just a little over 350 families.
Wow. Wow.
Yep.
So you assist all of them with fundraising
In
to
in one way or another, whether we
Okay.
assist them with resources,
Okay.
opportunities that are available to them, because we collaborate with different organizations,
Okay.
or benefits, fundraising. Some
Okay.
of our families and their friends donate items to the thrift store
Okay.
in that family's name.
Okay.
And so we have a special shelf. We call it the family room. And so we have this special shelf that's designated to that specific family. We have a placard up that shows their story, picture, as long as they're approved. And then those items, and as those items sell, they go into a special fund that's specific to the family that they can help pull from.
Oh, nice.
Oh, very nice. Very, very nice.
Is there like something that each family has to qualify for in order to be helped? Like, is it if they don't have any insurance or they have super large deductibles, or can any family at all, even if they have full cover, like how does that work?
That's a really good question, Fiona, because I came into the organization thinking that, well, not everybody has health insurance. So, that's probably why they're in this situation. But most of the families that we help do have health insurance.
Oh, so you can help. Great. Okay.
Yep. We have a vetting process. They come in, they meet with a volunteer, they tell their story. And then if it's determined that it is medically the situation that's caused them to be in financial struggles, then we go ahead and put it through the process. And there's a whole process that's laid out.
Okay. Wow.
So is there, I'm assuming for somebody you said you give resources, and so you're probably directing them to different organizations that maybe can help them.
Yep. So
And
we
then,
partner with Levin,
Okay.
A variety of different churches, veterans organizations. In fact, we even have some fundraisers, I guess I would say, some committees or groups that put together a fundraise and they want those funds to go to a specific or specify, such as for veterans.
Okay.
So we have a fund that's specific to veterans and it helps the veterans. We have a fund that's specific to cancer patients because that's near and dear to their hearts. We have a variety of different funds. We call them our impact funds. So it could be for Lyme disease, it could be for children, first responders. We even have a fund for service dogs.
oh, wow.
So
So for each family, are you helping not only with resources, but are you also helping all of them financially, or are only some of them getting the financial side of things?
depends on the situation. And as a nonprofit, I can speak for many nonprofits in the area. Funding, the need is greater.
Sure.
We're seeing a higher increase of need of those that are going through medical situations, those that are having financial struggles. So a lot of us, our budgets are really tight right now.
Sure.
So
Well, everything is so expensive.
Oh, it's insane.
Yes.
It's insane.
everything has increased. So with that, if we can't immediately offer funding, then we try to help them in other ways or try to find them, align them with another organization that might be able to help with funding. Whether it's a church organization, there's several in our area that help, especially if it's a housing situation.
Oh, sure.
There are different, believe it or not, there are different counties that are specific to their area that can help with housing. And so we just go through the process and find out, are you a veteran? What's your county? And then we're able to push them through into different directions.
Wow.
I guess is how I want to say that.
So you're not only helping with medical bills, but you're helping, like, if somebody, let's say, is not able to afford their home due to their bills, you're able to help them kind of in their whole story, not just medical bills specifically.
We don't want to be, we're unique. I'll say that. We're unique because we're the only ones that focus on their medical situation and medical bills. So we can work with the different hospitals or doctors, and we can sometimes help them either work on a payment plan or reduction of those bills. And yeah, there's a lot of organizations out there that will help with housing, and so we partner with them and try to help those families.
Oh, that's amazing.
Because it's when someone's going through a medical crisis, it affects not just that person, but it affects the whole family.
For sure.
Because
Oh,
say mom isn't working,
Yeah.
but dad
Exactly.
needs to take mom to the appointments, and
Yep.
he needs to take the kids to school, and so it's affecting his job.
very stressful.
So
It is.
It is. It really is. So that's what we try to do. We try to help the families in a variety of different ways.
But that's pretty cool that you guys have all these other networks that you're connected with to say, hey, we can help with this, but we can't maybe help with this, but we have the network to send you to somebody who can help you with. So that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it sounds like you're like a really good starting point.
Yeah.
And then to kind of, like you said, whether it's giving funds, whether it's helping with a benefit or a fundraiser of sorts, and or connecting them with different resources throughout the community, right?
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah, that thing that's amazing.
There's all different branches to the community benefit
100%.
tree.
100%.
Whoa,
Wow.
Look
That
at
was nice. That was nice.
Look at that. If you need me for any sort of commercial marketing, let me know.
Yes, absolutely.
I feel like every year, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I feel like I see you guys doing a couple of like larger fundraisers too that are put on, like, I see things that'll be like, community benefit tree, and I'll see posters around town and things. Is that kind of what you're talking about, where like you're doing a fundraiser that then, those funds go into a specific like bucket for veterans or for, something like that?
So that's a really good question. So in-house, we have 3 of our own fundraising opportunities. So we have 2 golf outings. We have one in June, which is Medical Monopoly. And it's got that fun medical, not medical's not fun, I'm sorry, Monopoly. Fun Monopoly
The Monopoly
theme to
part
it.
is fun.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And because when you're in a medical crisis, it monopolizes your time and your money. So it's a perfect
It's a good
theme.
theme.
It is a good
Yes.
theme.
So we do
Yes.
that golf outing in June.
Okay.
And then in July, we have the Wolfinger family golf outing.
Okay.
So Larry Wolfinger, his wife Carla, and their daughter Heidi are the ones that formed the organization. So
Okay.
Larry died of a massive heart attack at the age of 54.
Oh my gosh, wow.
And his friends and family wanted to do something in his memory, in his honor. And so they did this golf outing. And they raised some funds and decided that they would give it to a family friend who was going through a medical situation. Their daughter needed medical, I'm trying to think of prosthetic.
Okay,
Is what she needed.
sure.
I couldn't think of the word. I apologize. And so they raised funds and they went ahead and donated that money to that family. And then the next year, there was another family friend that they could donate it to. And then after, I want to say it was like 12, 13 years, Heidi and her mother, Carla, thought that through this greatness that they have done, and that God was guiding them in the direction of starting the nonprofit. And so that's what they did. They started the Community Benefit Tree in June of 2004, and here we are today.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
Yes.
How many people do you have working for the Community Benefit Tree at this point?
4
4. Okay. And then obviously volunteers.
volunteers.
Yes.
And we're always looking for
Okay. I was
more
gonna say, always
volunteers.
looking for volunteers. Okay.
We, especially with, so we can always use help in the office, always use help for benefits or our own events, and then the thrift store. The thrift store is, we have one person that manages our whole entire thrift store, and then we have volunteers that come in. We have 2 of the cutest volunteers that are 90 years old. They just celebrated.
I love
Oh
it.
my gosh. So they're cousins and they're 90 years old. They just celebrated their birthday this year, and they come in and volunteer at the thrift store one day a week, and then they volunteer at another thrift store another day a week.
That
Can you
is
believe
Wonderful.
so great.
Where is your thrift store?
That's a really
Yes.
good
I was like,
Yeah,
where
where
is
is
it? How
it?
can people get
Oh,
there?
how could I not mention that?
Yeah, where the heck can we find it?
We're in Kaukauna.
You're in Kaukauna.
So we are at 1734 Kendall Drive.
Okay.
That's where you'll find our thrift store.
Okay.
Think of it like more boutique style.
Oh, nice.
Sure.
We're very conscientious about what goes in there. So we have volunteers that look at every item and they plug it in. They make sure it works. They make sure all the puzzle pieces are there, all the game pieces are there. We have a volunteer that is one of our families, and she has a health condition that doesn't always allow her to be out and about. So she picks up the puzzles, takes them home, puts them together for us to make sure that they're all there, and then
That's
brings
so
them back.
great.
And it does it have a specific name?
The thrift store is Life Celebration Center Thrift
Life
Store.
Celebration Center
Yes.
Thrift Store. I like this.
Yeah, I like
this. We'll put that in our weekly newsletter as well.
Thank you.
That's
And you can
awesome.
find it on Facebook.
Okay.
So you can find the thrift store or Community Benefit Tree on Facebook.
Sure.
And then we have a website as well.
Yes. What's your website?
communitybenefittree.org.
That's easy peasy. Communitybenefittree.org. Nice.
So from this, I have a question back to the golf outing.
Oh,
So
sure.
with the golf outing, it seems like they used to do it and designate that golf outing to one family. Now that they've started the benefit tree, does that golf outing, the money raised, still only go to typically one family, or is it then divided throughout multiple families now with the organization?
Fiona, that's a really good question. So now that golf outing supports the programming.
Nice.
So that way we can help multiple families.
Wonderful.
And then I forgot to mention our third event. We have a clay shoot tournament. So we
Oh,
I
Husband
know.
would
I was
love
gonna say
that.
Brady would like.
Yeah.
Shattering medical debt.
Ooh, I
That's a good
I
one.
love how they have these great
Yeah, that's a good
tie-in-
one.
The theme tie-ins. Yes.
Heidi is very creative.
I love that.
Yes.
I love that.
She's amazing. So we have a great team. They're all amazing. And I have to tell you, they're all family except for me. I mean, I feel like they
Okay.
kind of adopted me, but they're all family.
Sure.
So Heidi is the founder.
Okay.
And she's our family support specialist.
Okay.
Cynthia is her daughter, and she runs the thrift store. And then Kim is our office manager, and that's Heidi's sister.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I like that.
Very
And then there's
cool.
Djuanna.
And there's
And
you.
there's Djuanna.
And
Adopted
there's
in.
Djuanna.
Yeah.
I know, right?
You're the adopted
The chosen
one.
family.
Yes, the chosen
Yep.
family. I like that. That's awesome. So, how did you get have you always had it feels like you've always kind of had this background in community service kind of thing. Did you go to school for any of this? Did you always have a desire to do this kind of work, or did you just kind of fall into it?
I feel like my parents were always, I grew up poor, so we were always treated very well by our church. And so I just feel like, I don't know, I think it's something that sparked inside me to kind of help and
Sure.
give back.
Sure.
Because I know how important that was for our family growing up. And when the opportunity to work at Appleton Downtown Incorporated came up, and I know the good work that they do for our community, that's where I think I got the bug. That's when I started
that.
working there. And it just, because I'd always been in the corporate world prior to that.
Sure.
So,
I love
yeah,
that.
and I love helping people. And I feel like every day, whether you're opening the door or letting someone in front of you, or when I was working at Baskin Robbins and scooping just a little bit extra.
Yeah, gives them a
But
little
I'm
more.
helping everyone.
31
A little bit more
flavors.
toppings.
Yep.
Yep.
But those kinds of things, those little extra touches in life can go so far, right? And can mean a lot to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Right? And I completely agree with you on that.
Yeah, like it not only makes you feel good, but it could, like you're doing this small act and it could
Yes.
completely have changed
Right.
what that person's day or what they were going through or what they
have
were
no
thinking. And
idea.
it just,
Yeah.
like, they're like, you have, you're thinking, oh, it was nothing. And they're like, no, this was huge. And it was to you, it was just like a simple thing of holding a door or something
Right.
like that.
Right.
Yeah.
That can go a long way.
Yeah, can definitely go a very long way.
That's awesome.
It's so true. It really is. And yeah, I read somewhere one time that if you're having a bad day, just smile. And so if you see this crazy person behind you in the car just smiling, it does though.
So much
it
of it is
changes
attitude,
the inside of you.
right?
Yes.
So much of everything in life is, and I know it's cliche and everybody says it, but it really is true, right?
Yeah.
So much of any situation that you're in is attitude related, right?
100%.
How you're feeling, and you can choose to pull yourself in one direction or the other,
And
right?
that's hard some days.
It can be
And I
real
get
hard.
that, 'cause
It can be real hard.
I'm not always sunshine and daisies.
Me, none of it.
No.
We're all human.
Yes.
Listen, we were at last year. I tell this story, but it's kind of funny. We were at Disney last January. Usually, we take the kids in January, and we see our my husband's parents, my in-laws.
Do you need someone to carry your bags?
Absolutely, yes.
I'm your girl.
All right, perfect.
I'll ride every roller coaster
Perfect.
with you if you need me
I
to.
love it.
I'll hold
I
your sunglasses,
love
whatever
it.
you need.
I love that.
I'm a giver.
So she's like, "Listen, I'm just giving. I'm just helping out."
What I do.
But we went on, well, now it's called Tiana's Bayou. It used to be Splash Mountain. And we were all excited because, they just rethemed it last year. And it's the big, drop, right? And then you potentially get wet.
Right.
Now, I remember going on this ride in the past. And it was like, okay, I got a little wet, a little sprinkled, right? Not like dripping wet. Well, this year, Tori and I got to sit in the front seat. That's a
you're
mistake.
drenched. Yeah.
That was a mistake. Me and Tori in the front seat. Bill and Jay were behind us, and then obviously there's some other, people behind that, right? We got absolutely drenched. And Bill, I love you. picked it as our first, because at Disney, everything is like scheduled, right?
Right.
So you have these, lightning lanes, they call them now. What was our first one of the day? So like, here's me, like I have my, what I think is like my cute little Disney outfit and my Minnie Mouse ears and like my makeup and everything is done, right? And yeah, that was the first thing, drenched. And I just remember it was so cute because it was a fun ride, but we got to the bottom and we're soaking wet. And there was like a second of a pause, like a little delay. And then all of a sudden Tori just screamed. She's like, ah! It was so great because we were both just like, dang. Anyways, going back to attitude, we get off the ride. We're walking around for a little bit. And my leggings that I was wearing were just soaking wet and like not
uncomfortable,
drying, like not drying. It's January, so it wasn't like super hot,
yeah.
And the boys, of course, again, they didn't get as wet in the second row, and they were both wearing like these athletic shorts.
Oh, that would have been
real airy.
dry
Everything
wick,
is like, they're like, we're good. What are you talking about? And
you were a giver. You
their
took all the water
faces
for them.
aren't. Yeah, their face exactly. I was giving.
Yes.
Their faces weren't ruined. Their hair. Finally, I said, in that situation, my attitude, I looked at my family and I said, I need to go back to the hotel right now. I'm going to go by myself because it's a journey, like going from, Magic Kingdom to your hotel and back. It's not a quick little, I'm like, I just need to go back. I need to change. I need to get like re-put together and I need to change my attitude and I will be back in about an hour. Because I knew, like, if I stayed at that moment, I was just going to be, like, ruining their time because I could not pull myself out of it at that moment, So I went back, I changed, I dried my hair, I felt better, and I went back. So, but attitude, right? It's a choice, right?
It is. I agree. And I try to be a glass half full person. Which is hard when you live with a glass half empty person.
That is
sure.
Agreed. Yep.
And I've even been called out on it. He's like, you're always so glass half full. Well, I'm just doing my best. I try to be glass half full. It doesn't happen all the time, but that is what I try to do. Because I try to see the good in everything. Or, maybe they said it that way and maybe I just took it wrong because maybe they really meant this.
Yes. I love that though, because they're so, I can go either way. I try to be glass half full, but I think my anxiety makes me more tend to the glass half
the
empty.
other way.
But I think that there's this saying of like, but what if it all goes right? Right?
So that's how I think.
And I try to remind myself of that a lot. Like, yes, there are so many worst case scenarios in everything in life. And sometimes, unfortunately, those are going to happen. Yeah. But what about all the times that things do go right?
Yeah, I feel like I'm also I'm a pretty optimistic person. I don't really let things really get to me. I don't good. Luckily. But I always think this too. I'm like, in a month, am I even going to care about this?
Right.
No. Like, I'm like, think of all the things that have gone wrong in my life. Or like, let's use real estate.
Right.
A deal falls through or a client's not happy with.
Sure.
Guess what? A month later, I literally have forgotten about that whole entire situation. So, like, why lose sleep over? Why get angry? Why let it affect the people around you who aren't causing the situation? Because it's like, maybe even next week, I won't even poof, it's gone.
I've gotten a lot.
So that's what's like, why even?
I agree with you. I've come a long way. I used to obsess. And me.
I don't know about you, but I mean
every little thing, in terms of like, if I didn't get, I always say like in real estate, we're constantly like on a job interview, because you go for a listing and a lot of times sellers are meeting with 2 to 4 agents before they choose one. So it's, you have this job as a realtor, but then you're constantly like still up for the job,
Right.
And a lot of them I'm very fortunate to get, but every once in a while I don't get one for whatever reason. And I used to, oh my gosh, it must have, I would go right to like, it couldn't have been just something logical, like price. Maybe they liked somebody else, price better or whatever. It was always like, they must not like me. They hate me. They absolutely hate me. I'm, and so that's something I've had to
said this
really work. Now. Oh yeah. I've had to work so hard on that because you just exhaust so much energy on something that it's like, you
And
know
you're
what?
probably already working
Move
with
on.
10 other clients.
Exactly. Move
So
on to
it's
the
like
ones that want to work with you.
100%. There's a reason they didn't want to work with you. Probably is going to be better in the long run anyways. And you're still working with 10 other clients that did choose you and didn't choose other agents. So it's like,
Exactly.
why dwell on the one that didn't want to work with me
Right.
when I've got like 10 to 15 clients that wanted to work with me?
Right.
So it's like, all right, I
Exactly.
tried.
Yep.
I put my foot in.
Yep.
At least they gave me the opportunity.
Yep.
And okay, now let's.
Exactly.
We're
Move
good.
on. There's going to be more.
Yeah, I'm not
More
saying I
fish
won't
in
be
the sea.
angry that day. I'll be like, oh
Sure.
man, that's upsetting. I
Sure.
put in a lot of work for that.
Right.
And the next day it's like, all right.
Yep. Now I got to move on.
Or
Otherwise
over
you
it.
just carry that around.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
You know?
Yep,
Yeah.
that little
Can't
bit.
carry
of-
that much. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Because we are, like you said, we're all human. So
For sure.
we do.
And we're competitive. Real estate's a competitive
Oh,
market.
very
Yes.
competitive.
So like you're like it's kind of like more like a blow to the ego for me, I feel like, than like, you know what I mean? Like
Fiona and I are very
yeah, it's like, oh, okay.
competitive in a healthy way. We're competitive, but it's when you are that person and you set goals and expectations for yourself. It's like it's
Yeah.
hard if you feel like you're ever falling short.
Yeah, if you're not competitive in sales, I don't know if this is the right,
Exactly.
the right field.
Yeah, you might not be in the right
Yeah.
spot for sales. Exactly. But back to the community benefit
sure.
tree. So, what would be like your next big event that's coming up?
Oh, well, that's a really good question.
Okay.
So we do, just like many other organizations, we have an annual appeal coming up. So, and we're very blessed that through the J.J. Keller Foundation, they offered us a challenge match grant. So up to $10,000.
my goodness.
I know, so we're really excited about that. So new
awesome.
donors, they will match dollar for dollar for any new donors up to $1,000, and then any donor that's donated to us previously, if they stretch just a little bit more, whatever they give extra, JJ Keller will match as well.
That's pretty cool.
So
Very
we're very
cool.
excited about that. And then in addition to that, we like to bless our families around the holidays. So we do a Santa event. We invite the community as well as the families that we're working with. And we that's going to be Saturday, December 6th. I don't have the times memorized, but you can look on our Facebook page.
Okay.
Follow our Facebook page, and
Yes.
if it's not on there yet, it will be soon.
Sure.
But we have Santa, and we have
Santa,
fun
yay.
activities and cookie decorating. And Santa, I know him. And we have special vouchers for our families to shop. So we do adopt a family
Okay.
as well. So if organizations and businesses want to adopt one of our families, that will be available. And it's just a nice time to give back and lift up those families that we're serving.
Sure.
So, as
That's
well as
wonderful.
families in the community. So it's a
That
great
is-
time.
That is really great. That's exciting. And again, all of that'll be on like your Facebook page.
Yes, if it's
Upcoming
not
events.
there now,
It will be.
It will be.
Okay.
Yes.
And if
Very
somebody
great.
wants to sign up for any of your golf outings that happen yearly, is that also where they sign up for those?
Yes. So follow our Facebook page because that's when you'll see when we're having events because we do a variety of different smaller events every quarter. So we'll have a fun Easter activity in the spring. So
Okay. And again, volunteer, right?
volunteer. We're always looking for volunteers. If you want to be the one that sees the first things that come into this thrift store and go through those treasures that have been donated, volunteer
I love that.
and come see us.
I love that.
Yes.
Everybody can get involved in some way. And every effort goes a long way, right? Kind of
Yep.
going back to what we said
does.
before. Every little effort can make a difference.
Absolutely.
Everybody can make a difference.
Yes.
Everybody does make a difference.
Yes, that's awesome. Well, you make a difference, and we appreciate you.
Thank you so
and
much
we
for
appreciate,
having
of
me.
course, and we appreciate the community benefit tree, and we're gonna do all we can to, to help out and just promote the community benefit tree, so everybody else in the community can help out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would love that.
So thank you so much for being here.
No, thank you.
Now, Djuanna, before we got started, I told you, and
did.
and Fiona, our guest star, our guest star host,
Our annual pop-in.
about my quest for getting Charlie Barron's on the podcast at some point. It will happen. I feel it. I'm manifesting it. In the meantime, I'm reading excerpts from his book.
I love that.
And today we're talking about famous Midwest arguments.
Right, bring it on.
So he focuses not just obviously on the 920, but the 920 is obviously part of the Midwest. So I feel like this is very relevant and many of us can relate. Okay, so he says, yes, we may have just established that Midwest nice is very real. Midwest nice is very real, don't
It
you
is.
think?
Yes,
yeah,
it is.
Absolutely.
But that doesn't mean arguments won't break out now and again, or anything from fish frying techniques to which team should rank 14th in the Big Ten. Recognizing and understanding these conflicts is a big part of Midwest acuity and sophistication. So he says, here are the top 6 squabbles you'll need to be aware of and information to maybe even choose a side.
Okay.
So top 6. Here we go.
Okay, I'm ready.
Top 6 Midwest arguments. Number 1, the hot dish versus the casserole. Duh. Have you never heard of that, Fiona? The hot dish versus the casserole?
Like what you call it?
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you call it?
I call it a casserole.
Oh, I call it casserole too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Casserole.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone call it a hot dish.
I have heard just in in travels, I believe a lot of other parts of the country call it a hot dish.
I've heard hot dish, but in my familiarity of people, casserole.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think I've ever heard anyone
Well,
in my me. Okay, next.
Here's what Charlie says.
Okay.
Let's hear
Yeah,
what
does
he
he
has to
say?
He says, you'll like this: meat, cheese, sauce, starch, and vegetables. If you're trying to prove something, put it in a dish that can serve 20 or 2 for a week. Who could possibly argue about such a perfect example of humankind's capacity for awesomeness? Lots of people, it seems. What to call this scrumptious concoction and which of the two is better has been hotly debated for centuries. If you're thinking hot dish, casserole, what does it matter? Then you've clearly never called it a casserole in front of one of those hot dish people.
Okay.
It matters because these one dish meals are frequently served at family reunions, church potlucks, bridal showers, sobriety checkpoints, graduation parties, wakes, bar mitzvahs, fantasy football drafts, bingo nights, office Christmas parties, sorority mixers. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, right? Confucius, who never made it to Minnesota, said, the beginning of wisdom is to call things by their proper name. While the words hot dish and casserole are often used interchangeably, there is traditionally a difference between the two. Usually, casseroles are cooked uncovered and use white meats, chicken, tuna, fish, and get their carbs via pasta, rice, or pumpkin. Usually a hot dish is cooked covered and uses red meats, beef, pork, Bambi.
Oh, dear.
I was like, Bambi.
Yep, dear.
Charlie, and typically gets its carbs via various forms of potato. C. Baker's potato chips, hash browns, tater tots, and so on. The casserole binds with flour, stock, wine, cider. The hot dish gets baptized in gallons of cream of mushroom soup, creamed corn, and so on. Over time, cross-pollination has occurred, and a casserole maker in Fond du Lac will dump cream of broccoli all over their chicken and rice, and a hot dish wizard in Mankato will bake uncovered using beer, gin, and vegetable juice to get their venison bake just right. Thus, the confusion now on what to call this deliciousness. As far as which of the two tastes best, it's an argument that'll never be settled.
That's so funny that you said that because Brady literally made casserole last night. And it was for 2 of us. And he literally said, he's like, oh, we have dinner for the
Leftovers,
week.
right?
But he makes it uncovered, right?
Okay.
With soup, with beef, but with noodles. So
Brady.
he's a crosser.
Cross-pollination.
And then there's some diced tomatoes in there.
Yep.
But it's super, and then layers and layers of cheese, obviously.
Absolutely.
But it's a cross. So
That is definitely a cross, Brady.
Yeah,
it is.
You're really cross-pollinating
He is.
with your casserole, hot dish. All right, next, number 2. Famous Midwest arguments. Who's on top? Tots versus cornflakes. Another casserole / hot dish argument.
Oh, okay.
Okay. He says, told you it was an important dish. This one focuses entirely on the best way to top your masterpiece. Above all that meat, carbs, cheese, and juice goes, believe it or not. One more reason to live, a crispy top shelf for some extra salt and crunch. Bread crumbs, tortilla chips, potato chips, crushed nuts, cornflakes, granola, red hot riplets, pumpkin seeds, croutons, French fried onions, Ritz crackers, Rice Krispies, caramel popcorn, you name it. There's a lot of things that can go. Or another layer of tots. We could do this all day and often do. You never know until you try. In this argument, everyone's a winner.
What do you put on the
love that.
top?
I would say probably mostly the tots.
Oh, we do fried onions.
I was going to say fried onions.
You do fried onions too?
Yeah, or Ritz crackers. We'll do Ritz crackers because Ritz crackers.
See?
are really
We always
good.
do fried onions.
So great.
Fried onions is super
You know
salty.
what?
Amazing.
Yum.
We're just going to throw, basically, what this all comes down to is we're throwing a bunch of things
Into a pot.
into a
Correct.
pot or a dish and
Making
cooking
it
up.
hot.
Right?
Surviving
Making it
the
hot.
winter by whatever you have in the pantry, so
Exactly.
you don't have to go to the grocery
Throwing
store.
it together. Yes. All right. Number 3 argument, the mitten state, Michigan versus Wisconsin. Michigan and Wisconsin have long argued over which state looks more like a mitten. Now you're probably thinking this is exactly what happens when we legalize weed. But these arguments date back to the late 1800s, seemingly a moot squabble, as Michigan is commonly called the mitten state, mostly by people from Michigan. And if you ask a Michigander where they're from, they'll actually often use their hand to show you where Saginaw is. Right? Strong argument. But what if you live in Sault Ste. Marie? Then what do you point at? The air somewhere about 3 inches past your pinky finger? Michigan has the whole Upper Peninsula to explain, an area that makes the full state look nothing like a mitten. Wisconsin, meanwhile, is fully contained within the shape of a hand and would also serve you well on a snowy winter's day. Thus, the debate continues. Okay? Later, we may need to address which state looks more like a cutting board. Hint, Kansas, North Dakota, and South Dakota
gosh, that's
are
great.
deeply involved.
Is that a
So what's
cutting
the
board
mitten
or
state?
charcuterie
Yeah,
board?
right. Exactly. I like that.
Yeah.
What state is the mitten
I say
state?
Michigan.
You do?
I've always said Michigan. Yeah. I don't think I've
Okay.
ever heard anyone in Wisconsin say otherwise.
No, and I lived in Michigan for like 6 years.
Okay.
And seriously, people did that when
Sure.
you said where's
It
Saginaw?
immediately
Where's
was-
I feel like we're
Kalamazoo?
so engraved
They
in
would-
our area though as the cheeseheads that like they don't think
point.
of anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, cause like, I don't know what the rest of the, Wisconsin says,
That's
but like
a good
here it's like,
point.
well, we're the cheeseheads. Why would we care for a mitten or not? We're the cheeseheads.
Right. We are the cheesehead.
Correct. So I feel like I've
right.
never hear anyone refer to themselves as anything
Michigan,
other.
we will let you have
Yeah.
the mitten.
You could have the mitten.
Okay. All right. Fine. Number 4, who has the most lakes? And it says size matters. When you live 10 or more hours away from the nearest ocean, lakes take on an importance all their own. Lakes are where you swim, ski, fish, play hockey, ice fish, and boat, possibly all in the same week. Minnesota, in this regard, is known far and wide as the land of 10,000 lakes. It's even on their license plates. They've actually got 11,842 lakes and are being modest about it to not rub in their lake supremacy. But hold on there, says Wisconsin. We've got 15,000 lakes. And Michigan says, hang on now, both of ya. Don't go putting extra curds in your Bloody Mary just yet. We've got 11,000 plus lakes and 25 million acres of lake. 22 million more than Minnesota thanks to some help from the Great Lakes, which would plunge half of Minnesota underwater. Interesting arguments, but as Midwesterner Mark Twain coined, there are 3 kinds of lies: lies, damned lies, and statistics. Minnesota counts a lake as a body of water 10 acres or more that's full all year. Wisconsin counts basically anything as a lake. Most are far smaller than 10 acres. For you Minnesotans, that converts to 27 hockey rinks. And 60% aren't even named. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that is very crazy.
Wow. They even consider ponds you can jump over with a good running start and a couple of schlitz. Using Wisconsin criteria, Minnesota would have more than 20,000 lakes, but we don't recommend you do that, Minnesota, because then you'd have to name them all, and that's no easy task. Just ask Wisconsin's random lake. So using Minnesota's system, Wisconsin has only 5,898, not substantially ahead of New Jersey's 1,700. So we're declaring Minnesota the official winner in this essential matchup. So basically, we've learned that Minnesota has the most lakes and Michigan is the mitten state,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, I agree.
And we're going to call it a casserole, and that's just the way it is.
Correct, it is.
Number 5, this is a biggie.
Okay.
Soda versus pop.
Soda.
Pop.
Yep. So, and I'll tell you, honestly, it's funny because on Charlie, I might have to disagree with you on this one. On his little colored,
Oh, sure.
key
Sure. Yes,
here,
for
his
the
little
United
chart,
States, yeah.
right? He's got that Illinois, our friends in Illinois call it soda and we call it soda. But I'm going to tell you something. When I first moved, because I lived in Chicago
I'm from Illinois,
yeah,
and
for
I say
10
pop.
years. Pop, 100%.
Pop. And
Sorry, Charlie.
Yeah, it's 100%, and that's why I say pop. And I think if I got $1 for, I would be a billionaire. Every time I say pop, people are like soda. Soda, soda,
Oh, yeah.
soda. So,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
only
yeah.
one person from Wisconsin, she was from Eau Claire. They also say pop in Eau Claire. But I think everywhere, like my sister lives in Sun Prairie, my
Sure.
husband's family's in the Milwaukee area. And they're like, what's pop?
Right.
And I'm like, you know what it is, people.
Exactly,
Like,
right.
but
Do we really
it's
have to?
yeah,
Right,
Wisconsin
right,
soda, but all the
right.
way. I'm just
and
pop
then you
from
know
Illinois.
these in the deep South here, we're going to be calling it Coke.
Cola or Coke, yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
yep. So for decades, you could quickly uncover the Midwesterner by how they ordered their carbonated sugar water. I'll have a pop, please. Clearly someone from Aberdeen, Indiana, or even Chicago. And okay, so he does
so he
admit that,
specifies.
yep.
I don't know
Okay.
anyone from Illinois that
Yeah.
doesn't say pop though.
I agree. In contrast, folks from the coasts generally go with soda, and Southerners lean towards Coke, a nod to soft drink titan Coke, based in Atlanta. Simple enough. However, in the 21st century, it's getting a little syrupier. Whoa, to tell who's who. There are now Midwesterners who swear they've never once called their soft drink a pop and get offended by any suggestion otherwise. A study was conducted that shows where the special pockets of soda Midwesterners dwell. Okay, so special thanks to Matthew Campbell and Professor Greg Plum of East Central University in Oklahoma for doing this study. Just clip this map out and keep it on hand, and you'll know what to safely order. When in doubt, just say soda pop and count the blank stares.
It's just like so funny that someone like spent years of research. Like, who cares? You know what I mean? Like,
Correct.
at the end of the day, like,
Being entertained.
just be like, I want a Diet Coke. Or I want a Sprite. Or I, you know, like when you go to a restaurant, you say like, oh, I would like a Diet whatever, or I would like whatever.
Yes.
Like, so
Right.
it's like their whole like research.
I know.
It just makes
You
me
know,
laugh.
it's and probably got paid to do it.
Yeah,
too.
it makes me laugh.
Number
My
6.
brother used to prank call the grocery store and ask if they had pop in the can.
I love that.
And then when they said yes, he would like, well, you better let him out because mom says dinner's ready.
Oh, like pop, like dad.
That's amazing.
That's like in the Grinch when it's like, is your refrigerator plugged in or whatever?
amazing.
I'm from Indiana.
That's
and we say
amazing.
pop
Yep.
there, but
Yep.
I'm a soda girl.
I love
True
it.
and true
I
soda.
love it. I love it.
Dad
well,
joke.
number 6
I like
and final. I really like that. Who to root for. Speaking of carbonated sugar water, centuries before the European settlers, indigenous peoples were using sassafras root to make water more delicious. It also had, it was believed, medicinal purposes and was later sold as syrup by pharmacists for that purpose. In 1875, pharmacist Charles Elmer Hires was the first to successfully market a commercial root tea, but called it root beer to interest his target audience, coal miners. More than 100 years later, the blarney over the best root beer in the land continues. So here's what they have, or what Charlie says, okay? Idaho Buck Snort root beer. I've never even heard of it. Okay. Wisconsin Sprecher.
Yeah, that's very good.
Sprecher is
It's
very
super good. It's super,
very
super
good.
sweet. It's
very
very
good.
good.
We always get that in the Dells. Like whenever I go to the Dells,
or
we
those
get
like
that.
old like certain restaurants will have them, and you're like, oh, it has them. We gotta get
it's
it.
like, yes,
yeah,
Sprecher.
yeah, that is good.
Ohio Stewart's. I've heard of it.
I think I've heard of that too.
Minnesota Treefort. Indiana Dad's.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. Good job, Charlie. And Kansas Lost Trail. And Ohio Frost Top. Frost Top? Top the list, but there are dozens to choose from. Okay.
Interesting.
Oh, and wait. Oh. I say in Charlie would be so proud. He has a number 7 here, and I believe that he said there was 6. I think we said 6, but there is a number 7, and I think everybody will appreciate this. Cheap beer, Miller Lite, Bud Light, Busch Light, PBR, Coors, Schlitz, Hamm's, Red Dog, Milwaukee's Best, Natty Light, Blatz. Sounds like my college career.
The decor. It's the decor.
The decor. Yes, exactly. On
the college
little
walls,
shelf.
yeah.
Yes. He says, no, this isn't a grocery list. To some, these may all sound the same, but to a Midwesterner, each of these reasonably priced beers offers its own marginally identifiable taste and identity. There's no wrong answer when it comes to which beverage you decide to make your go-to, unless you pick a hard seltzer. So I love it. I love it. I feel like we learned a lot. I feel like we learned a lot, right? Exactly.
Yes.
Well,
that was fun.
now I feel like that was fun, wasn't it? And Charlie, if you're, by chance just scrolling through podcasts and you're listening to this one, we really want you to join us. Okay? Just
We could do a root beer tasting contest with him.
oh my gosh.
Or a beer
we
tasting.
could.
I don't know if we're allowed to do that. We could get the beers
You know
and see
what?
which
we
one.
could do all. I'm open to all of them. Whatever
Blind-
Charlie wants to do.
We could do a blind taste test, hot
Yeah.
dish or casserole.
Oh, which one?
Is this a casserole?
We could
We
could just line them all up.
Yeah. We
I
could,
love this.
yeah.
We could really. I love this. These are
Each
great
casserole
ideas.
gets a drink.
Yes,
You have to vote
it's
which
a
one.
pairing.
Yeah.
It's a pairing.
No, that would be a Midwest pairing, like most like a charcuterie where you got your cheeses and your fruits.
Yep.
But no, we're casserole and what beer goes
Yes,
with.
this is I love
That
this.
is that is Midwest
This is
through and
fantastic.
through. Wonderful.
All right. Well, speaking of the Midwest and the 920 in particular, let's talk a little bit about what is happening this weekend.
Let's see what's happening this weekend in the 920.
Fiona, I'll let you start, my dear.
All right, we've got the kids' Halloween party on Friday from 5:30 to 7 at the Urban Cultural Arts and Events Center, 906 East Walnut Street in Green Bay. It says, get ready for a spooktacular time. Join us for a frightful, fun kids' Halloween party filled with haunted houses, arts, and games. The spookiest party of the season is here. Get ready for a night of ghoulish fun at our annual kids' Halloween party. This free event is packed with thrilling activities that are perfect for all ages. We'll have a haunted house, creative art and games, and a karaoke stage for some spooky themed karaoke. That's fun.
That is
Plus, we'll have plenty of delicious food and treats to go around. Admission is free for all kids, but you have the option to make a difference. When you reserve your ticket, you can choose to make a $10 donation to sponsor a child. Simply enter $10 as your ticket price and help give a child a memorable Halloween. If you'd prefer not to donate, you can continue to get your ticket at no cost. Be sure to come dressed in your best costumes. We can't wait to see you there.
Awesome.
Wonderful. So
that's this
kind of tying
Friday,
right back in. Another way to help people out.
Yes.
I
Super
love
simple,
And
easy
we
way.
love helping and giving back. Love it. All right.
Karaoke
Also,
sounds like fun.
I know karaoke
It
does
does sound
sound
like
like fun, right? Also, this Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. on Halloween, Ravencrest Haunted Park. Whoa. This is at Commando Paintball Sports, 2055 West Frontier Road in Little Swamico. Kids Night at the Haunt, a night of spooky fun. It says, join us on October 31st for a special Kids Night at Ravencrest Haunted Park. Designed for families and younger guests, this night features a less intense version of Delirium, our haunted mansion and forest walk, where monsters are in friendly mode and won't scare anyone wearing a monster shield glow stick.
Oh,
I
that's
love
cute.
that. I feel like my little Tori would have a monster shield glow stick.
Yeah, that'd be cute.
Then head to the graveyard. Gelly Ball? Or is it Jelly Ball? I don't know. GELLYBALL. Well, anyways, head there for a glow-in-the-dark showdown where you can blast your friends with safe, low-impact. Okay, this must be a
Jelly
thing.
balls.
Is it jelly balls?
Yeah, because it's at a paintball place.
Jelly balls. Okay,
Yes.
sorry.
That makes sense.
Jelly balls in a fog-filled graveyard setting. That sounds like fun. Event runs from 6 to 8 p.m. this Friday. Free candy giveaways. $20 ticket includes entry for one child and one adult. So I think that's pretty reasonable. Costumes are encouraged. Screams are optional. Smiles are guaranteed. Very cool.
All right. And then we have a Halloween masquerade also on Friday from 6:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. at the Art Garage, 1400 Cedar Street in Green Bay. The Halloween masquerade, a fundraiser benefiting the Art Garage and Green Bay Fringe. Join us for a night of art, costumes, and community. We'll have music, beer, snacks, and specialty cocktails as you mingle with local artists and art lovers. Thursday, October 31st, 6:30 to 11 p.m. Isn't
Friday,
the 31st
Friday.
Okay,
Yes,
I was
Friday.
gonna say they might have typed that wrong.
Yep.
Friday, October 31st, 6:30 to 11. The Art Garage Studio B, free to attend. Paid activities benefit Green Bay Fringe and the Art Garage. You must be 21, so leave the kids at home. You can pre-register for the contest at the ticketing line or sign up when you arrive. How to park, pumpkin carving contest. $10 to enter. Bring a pre-carved or painted pumpkin. Drop off at the Art Garage by the 29th. Guests pay $1 per voting token. 50% of voting proceeds and entry fees go to the winner, with the remaining supporting GB Fringe and the Art Garage. Costume contest, $10 to enter. Bring your oh my goodness, let's try. Bring your best look. Cash prizes and awards for winners. On site, sign up until 8 p.m. Judging to follow. Ookie Spooky Hallway. Pay what you can. Art experience in the gallery, and then what to expect. Come and go as you like. Admission is free. Bar service with beer, snacks, and cocktails sponsored by Copper State, Tito's Vodka, Festival Foods, and others. Voting stations for pumpkins, cash, and digital payments accepted. Fringe updates and announcements of submission dates. And then if you have any questions, you can go to GB Fringe Board at gbfringe.com.
Sounds like a lot going on.
No kidding.
Sounds like fun.
It looks like you can buy art and do pumpkins and dress up.
Absolutely.
And
I love this.
all the things.
So there's plenty of options for Halloween night. If you're not, just handing out candy and or trick or treating with your own little ones. I think this will be, you guys, it's going to be the first year that I'm going to be back to handing out candy at home because my children are like, bye, Mom. We're going off with our friends. I have a 10-year-old and an almost 13-year-old. So they're like,
yeah,
we
it's about
don't
that age.
need you.
Yeah.
Just like lurk, be like hiding behind the car
right,
so that you can like see
Popping
'em.
up, taking
Yeah,
little pictures here and there. Last thing we've got for this week is Survival Series Saturday, 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. Ooh, at Thousand Islands. We just had Thousand Islands on last week's episode. So this is Thousand Islands in Kaukauna. Learn outdoor skills like fire building, foraging. Oh, this is what he was telling me about last week. He said, Kelly, you should come to our survival series because I said I'm outdoorsy and that I sit on patios. Okay. So he said, come and learn outdoor skills like fire building, foraging, and more with library and nature center staff. Each session will focus on a new survival skill. This program is open to all ages. Children 12 and under must be accompanied by an adult. Registration is recommended but not required. These are hands-on sessions and may be held outdoors. Please plan accordingly. Register through the Kaukauna Public Library website, and it's free admission.
Wonderful.
Okay?
A lot of free stuff.
Yeah, lots of fun, free stuff going on in our community. And that's what I love about the 920. There's always great stuff going on. And I read these every week. And honestly, I end up doing some of these things, either my husband and I or with my kids or whatever, because it's like, oh, that's fun.
Or the fact that we have events every single week.
I know.
I know.
Like, who has events
Right.
every week?
There's always
like
great stuff
multiple.
happening.
It's
I know.
crazy.
I know.
It's a great community.
It really is. Last thing about the 920 this week, trick or treating, right? Speaking of trick or treating, this Friday. So this is for trick or treating happening this Friday in the 920. And I know some cities, some villages, I saw last Saturday,
Yeah, I did some.
I saw, some trick-or-treaters out and about in Sherwood when I was going to High Cliff for Nick's wedding and, things like that. But this is for this Friday. So Appleton is going to be 4 to 8 p.m. Kaukauna, 4 to 7 p.m. Kimberly, 5 to 7 p.m. Little Chute, 4 to 7. Menasha, 4 to 7 p.m. Nina, 4 to 7 p.m. And Oshkosh, 5 to 7 p.m. And we will have that in our weekly newsletter as well. All right. So be safe, get out there, and have so much fun, right? And Djuanna, I just want to thank you again so much for being here. And I just hope everybody checks out and supports the community benefit tree.
Thank you.
We hope you guys all have a super safe, super fun Halloween weekend. Fiona, are you dressing up, girl? You going out?
We're not dressing. Usually every year, like I love passing out candy, but we might go up north.
Okay.
I know. I haven't been up since the 4th of July, and Brady's like, how do we get up? And I'm like, that sounds really nice.
Yeah.
And also, we don't get a ton of kids where I live, which is
Sure,
surprising. Like,
sure.
there's like a neighborhood, and then there's like a park, and I think that kind of stops people like from passing that.
Sure.
So we might, but usually I'm like I love passing out candy.
Yes.
It gets me so excited.
Yes.
But this year I think we're gonna go up north.
I'll be passing out candy. How about you, Djuanna?
Usually we buy the candy, always buy the stuff that we like.
Sure. And then you eat it?
And then we eat some of it. And we don't, just like you, Fiona, we don't get a lot of trick-or-treaters. So we live on a small street. And so I haven't bought my candy yet.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to eat too
You're
much.
going to be the last. I like
before.
that.
Yeah,
the
I bought
last minute
200 pieces,
purchaser.
not knowing we were gonna be going up. So we've just been eating the candy this whole week.
Darn. Casserole and candy for Fiona.
Yeah, I was like,
this
yeah, no
week.
kidding, and just chocolate.
I love
just
it.
running
I
on
love
chocolate
it.
and casserole.
Well, we hope everybody has a fantastic Halloween weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. To contact the Kelly Davies Homes team for all of your buying and selling needs, call 920-791-9047.
Call us.
Find us on Facebook at the Kelly Davies Homes team or go to kellydavieshomes.com.
And I will go turn off the video.
Oh man,
That was so fun.
that was a good one.